Welcome to Conscious Living Collective, transformative journey in consciousness with community of like-minded people, which is you from all over the world. My name is Tomek. I'm a scientist, teacher, and transformation coach. In this session, we try to blend the latest in the scientific research, the deep wisdom of mindfulness, and the art of fulfilled living. This always is an invitation to have your own first-hand experience to rewrite your story and to emerge on the other side with a renewed sense of purpose and well-being. Welcome to first session of the week of Conscious Living Collective. I'm very happy to be here and very happy to see all familiar faces. I want to welcome members of my Patreon program. Hello, Parvane. Good to see you here. Also want to welcome all the new and members who are coming back. Hello, TT. Good to see you here. Michelle, Chelsea, Joanna. Very good to see you here. I'm just judging. Oh, Diane is here. Hello, Diane. Good to see you. Today will be a very artistic Conscious Living Collective on the topic of letting go, the art of letting go. And I must say, this is something that it's very difficult for me personally, because my character is that of holding on and using a metaphor of a firecracker. What happens when you hold on to the firecracker in the palm of your hand versus letting it go? If you hold on to the firecracker, it's going to explode inside and destroy your hand. But if you release all the pent-up emotions, whatever there is that holding you on, it might burn you a bit, but ultimately it will be released and will be gone. So my tendency, my character is that of holding on to things, to grudges, to people, to certain relationships, to point of view, and rather than letting go. What is yours? I'll be curious to know. Hello, Sandy. Hello, Gwendolyn. So today, to set up a kind of a stage for what we'll be doing, we'll be looking at letting go as a way not of pushing things away. Again, remember the firecracker. We're not trying to remove the firecracker of our emotions, but it's about softening our grip. So again, even when I release the hand right now, we're not trying to push it very hard. We're trying to do it gently. That's why we're talking about an art. It's an art of gently releasing, losing the grip of what causes suffering, because ultimately the firecracker in the metaphor is the expression of our suffering. Because by holding on to things, relationships, and emotional patterns, we experience a lot of suffering. So, that's the topic of today. And right here at the start, I'd be curious to know, to what can you think about something in your life that have been mentally or emotionally you've been holding on to, and how does that affect your day-to-day life? So something emotional, something that you are holding on to, again, the emotional firecracker that you've been holding on to, that affect your day-to-day well-being. Okay, TT says, concerning that it could be burning others. And this is very good point, because we are often concerned with how our actions affect others, and that's not a bad thing. It's out of concerns for others, but where it becomes the concern about the outcome of our actions, it's a very we sense a sense of obligation to fulfill certain things, certain needs of others. But we know for a fact we cannot control the outcome very often, right? Even with the best intentions, the outcome is what it is. So again, using the metaphor, gently releasing the grip of our expectations. Very good point, TT. Thank you. Lonnie, past abuse of toxic relationships. Another excellent point. And I will make a bigger point in just a moment about the relationships themselves, because letting go of relationships is arguably one of the most difficult things that one can do. I'm still thinking about my past relationships. What could I do, even though they're long gone? And there's nothing in my power to do to change them. Also, Diane says the same thing, relationship conflicts. Thank you, Diane, for being vulnerable here. It is very, very difficult. And we know that we're holding on to those emotional patterns that are strongly within our nervous system. And even now, they're causing damage, even though very often there's nothing we can do about it. Susan, a traumatic childhood, even though we already are very past the childhood phase. This is something I want to also address because I have family issues myself. I want to openly put it out there, put it humorously. I have daddy issues, right? Even though I'm nearly 50 years old, I'm still have daddy issues that come to the surface all so often. And I do not expect to resolve my daddy issues. The only thing I can do, I can gently, every time they come to the surface, I can loosen the grip. And by loosening the grip and acknowledging what it is, that those patterns are present, they no longer can hurt me. Again, it's about releasing the suffering as a result of that. Joanna, it sometimes subsumes me to exclusion of all else. I think I missed some point of Joanna's. Let me just search through I'm sorry, Joanna. I do not know what you mean. Yeah, Catherine, relationships. Michelle, health issues. Another very, very common. If you look back, for those of you, and I know there are a few of you who attended my previous sessions, we were talking about that because of our worries and the things that in this session we'll be learning how to let go of, the common are health, relationships, and our work or career or growing edge, whatever you want to say. So we are coming back to kind of the same issues, and we're looking at them from a different angle. And once again, they're softening the grip of these relationships that we hold on to. Again, Sandy, betrayal and disappointment associated with that. So again, both betrayal and disappointment, it's something that is in the past. And we bring attention to it in the present, making cause the suffering. So today we learn why this is happening and how we can release the grip of this. Charlie, this perception of myself that I'm never good enough, the wound I still have because of bullying when I was a child and teenager. Charlie, I was bullying as a teenager, coming from a small village, going to a school in a big city and not being accepted, kids are vicious because they do not have they build the sense of self based on very dysfunctional group mentality that they don't understand, that they follow. They do it unconsciously. But nevertheless, I've been on that part, on that side, and it still comes back to me. So I'm with you on this, Charlie. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. Again, not being good enough, that comes from the fact, have you been treated in the past? That's a very, very strong and good point. So as you can see, we have many different things to let go of. But like I said, the beginning is not just trying to erase it from our memory. That's not what we're doing here. what we're doing here is once again releasing the grip of the dysfunctional patterns that we have been holding on for so long. And just to normalize, I want to use the word normalize in our discussion. Why we holding on to these patterns? And the reason why I want to say that, because it is absolutely normal to do it. Again, normalization of why we're doing it. So we feel less guilty. This is part of the process of releasing the grip, is natural ability of your brain to seek familiarity, even if it's uncomfortable. This is something that is a function of our brain. We are sticking to the familiar even if it is uncomfortable. So it is very normal, being human, to come back to those all dysfunctional patterns, even though they're dysfunctional. We keep coming them because they feel familiar, and then we dwell on them. And that's very much based on our survival. In the survival, we have built-in patterns to survive, and these patterns are based on holding on to old memories. So they are stored, so to speak, and I could really spend a lot of time talking about the science of how memory is stored in our both DNA and the structure of our cells on a level of subtle energies, right? It's simply there and occasionally comes to the surface as a thought pattern, as a bodily sensation. We'll be doing that. We'll be dealing with that in the meditation that we'll do at the end of the session. You see for yourself how a lot of things that have a mental form has a very concrete, very tangible bodily representation. This is something that is uncomfortable, but also it's a key to letting go and healing those dysfunctional patterns. So to speak, our suffering is also a solution to let go of suffering. I know it's an oxymoron, but I hope this become clear as we go on through the session and we get to the meditation part. Yeah, Bev, not protected as a child and a history of unhealthy relationships. Yeah, again, the sense of unworthiness that comes from the fact that we are not well taken care of when we were kids. Again, I raise my hand here. I hold on to a lot of grudges towards my mom and my dad because I was not taken care of properly, even though they no longer take care of me. I take care of myself. Mostly, I am certainly capable of taking care of myself, but I still experience suffering in this present moment to something that happened a long time ago and I had no control over. So great point, Bev. Thanks for bringing that up. So yeah, we have tendency to storing in our nervous system and hence holding on to those old emotional patterns. This is absolutely normal. This is what happens to everyone. And it's not a matter of not having those patterns. It's a matter now of how effectively you are able to deal with it. And now we have to discuss the difference between control and presence. So holding on to it is the survival mechanism that allows us to have a sense of power, but it does not solve anything. Presence, however, allows us to unfold those old patterns naturally. Control is based on fear. Fear of losing something. That's why we want to control. Hold on to it. This is using the metaphor. It's tightening the grip. Presence is the releasing the grip and letting things unfold naturally from the perspective of the present. That's why mindfulness is such a powerful tool. We are not judging, we are not controlling, we are not trying to hold on to, we are releasing and letting go, unfold things naturally. Does it make sense? Okay. Now, the second point I want to make is that holding on to things creates emotional clutter, right? So, doesn't matter what, uh, whether we are holding on to past relationships, um, dysfunctional family situations and relationships, all sort of dysfunctional relationships, whether we holding on to the health issues that we mostly have no control over. Um, this creates a mark in our, I dare say, cellular structure in our DNA. I can talk about nature versus nurture, and how through our emotions we unfold different parts of our genetic code. Right? There's not much we can do about unfolding genetic code related to how we look. For instance, the fact that I'm bald, the fact that my hands are the way they are, the fact that I have certain color. My eyes are blue, and my hair are red. But I certainly can influence how other sort of more subtle features unfold through our life, depending on how we deal with certain emotional patterns. And this has been confirmed very strongly by studies of identical twins. Identical twins are individuals that have very much the same genetic code. But when they are separated at childbirth, and the research follows them throughout their life, you see that they develop very different character, even though they have exactly the same template or blueprint. And even some of the physical characteristics that are slightly different. If you look at them, you will see they are identical twins, but you see a distinct difference in the appearance. So yeah, that's a very interesting topic. I'm really curious about how we use our genetic code, not as something that is a sentence to us, are the way they are, but it's a blueprint. We can uh, um, we can unfold, so to speak, the genetic code in a way that is beyond still our understanding. But I think there's a huge potential there. So, emotional clutter. Um, so normally we tend to suppress or resist these emotions, and that leads to the inattention, and that we colloquially call the inner clutter. But the mindfulness and what we'll be doing here today is see how releasing, or how to when we release and not try to fix or change emotions, allow them to pass through and do not cause that emotional damage. And as a matter of fact, not only release the clutter, but create a lot of emotional and mental space. So the metaphor here is either that of a firecracker, or you trying to hold on to your emotions like gripping a flowing river. I think it's a very common metaphor. You see water. Water always will go through your fingers. If you step into the river, you will try to position yourself and the current in a way to create a lot of resistance. But that's very tiring experience. So today I will invite you, rather than trying to find the best position in the river, how to resist, I will ask you to simply step out of the river. Okay? We are not learning here to remove things. We just stepping out. Like, the river is there. The river, the torrent of our emotions, damaging emotions that cause us suffering, it's out there. We're not going to change that. It's the part of the human condition. We are stepping out of the river and using the tool of mindfulness, looking at them kind of from the side and see what's going to happen. How does it going to affect us? Because again, I'm not here to tell you, oh, this is going to do this and that. I invite you to have your first-hand direct experience and see how that's going to work for you, what you will learn from it. That's why it's an art. It's a very subtle thing that you learn to do by having direct experience. Michelle, as an identical twin, my sister and I are incredibly different. I believe it. So for we process stress. That's thank you, Michelle. Actually, I'm so this is so amazing that you are actually confirming my theory. Oh, it's not my theory. Okay, I didn't come up with it. That's a research that has been done by many researchers. I just simply refer to their work. But I really am happy to see that we have actually a direct evidence and testimony to what you're saying. Yeah, and you refer to it correctly. The different characteristic coming from how you process stress. And what is stress? Stress is the ability. Stress is a resistance to the emotions that comes to the surface as a part of our human experience. It's a very normal thing. So how you process stress, it's not something that you have, it's something you develop. Everything that we talk about in Conscious Living Collective, it's not given. We're talking about things not that we cannot control. We can talk about things that we can develop, things that we have say about. It would be unwise again. I would be unwise to try to change the color of my eyes. I could spend hours and hours of meditation trying to change the color of my eyes, and who knows, maybe I would even succeed. Maybe there are people who are able to change the color of the eyes. I'm not denying it, but I think in my case, this is a futile task. And that's why I'm not going to attempt that. I'm not going to pretend I can do it or make myself maybe taller, make myself slimmer simply by thinking about it. There are many different things we can do through the mindfulness practices, but changing color of my eyes is not one of them. So yeah, so the third part I want to mention before we jump into meditation is the one that, you know, so many of you already mentioned, and it's very much in the vein of our human condition, is the letting go in relationships. So there are many aspects of our lives where letting go is important, mentally, emotionally, physically. But relationships is the one thing that I think we all fail to some extent. And by failing, we learn better. We learn better how to do it. Right? Raise your hand if all your relationships throughout your life until now were just fantastic. Nothing went wrong. I would really love to meet you and become your student because I think that's incredible. The part of our human experience is that we fail in relationships from the very beginning, actually, for starting with the relationships with our parents, not because of our fault, because of because of the nature of relationships. That's how relationships unfold. We learn about relationships through failing in them. Yeah, Chelsea, none of them. Thank you. And it seems, by the way, only Chelsea said none of them. So I assume that the rest of you, it's like number is I think 84 right now. All of you, all your relationships were fantastic. So that's great. It's very good to hear. In the presence of very enlightened people, I raise my head. I'm not enlightened. I'm not even close to it. I'm trying to wake up from the dream. I've been trying to wake up from the dream of humanity for a very, very long time. And I had some success, but I am certainly not at the end of the road. Yeah, Sandy laughs. Yeah. Charlie confirms. Okay, so what we are holding on to and what we need to let go of, or we learning to let go in the relationships, are the grudges, expectations, and or old stories about others. So the first thing before we let go of those stories is to recognize it's about others. It's nothing to do with us. Okay? At this stage, we're talking about the relationships mostly that happened in the past, relationship with your old friends, boyfriends. Oh, there we go. There's AI just kicked in and give a thumbs up. Parents, spouses, name it. All those things that in the past are about them. It's holding on to some image of them in the past situations that we have no control over. and we hold on to them. Again, our nervous systems hold on to them. So letting go, the art of letting go, and now we have to be very careful. It's not about forgetting or approving the past behaviors or even present behaviors. It means to choose freedom over fixation. So now it becomes not about them, it becomes very much about you. So, in a sense, that the only way to release the suffering that those past relationships or situations, behaviors cause, we letting go of them. And it doesn't mean that the people, again, the grudges, the people change the behaviors. It's nothing to do with them anymore. We're shifting the balance from them, again, trying to control the behavior, emotions, holding grudges, expectations, and old stories, to us. What is my response, the adult, mature response to the old stories? Does it make sense? Susan says 33%. That's interesting. Good on you, Susan. And now I want to make it more practical. Can you think about someone? Is there someone in your life you are ready to release an expectation, judgment, or resentment toward? Take a deep breath and even close your eyes and ask yourself, is there someone in your life that you are ready to release an expectation, judgment, or resentment toward? And again, I do not think for too long. Let the face of that person come to you, or name. And if it's real, it's going to come very quickly, I promise. Aloni, if the answer is no, then you are a very, very, very lucky person, and I salute you. Yes, okay. We have yes from Sandy. Charlie also yes. Aloni, no, I'm not ready, I mean. Oh, Parvane. So again, Parvane, thank you for sharing that. In the past, yes, but now not really. See, that's the learning. That's the wisdom. And I know that your statement is true, Parvane. So thank you for sharing that. Aloni is still holding on to. I really like that. Definitely yes. And my dad is a strong maybe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really like that. My dad is strong maybe. No, my dad is, it's definitely maybe, I would say, on my part. So now I want us to do a simple, before the meditation part, I want to invite you to do with me a very quick somatic practice. All right. And that somatic practice is bringing to mind. Okay. You can close your eyes, actually. Let's do it now rather than explaining it. You can do it. So close your eyes. Allow just one person for the purpose of this exercise. Allow one person to come to your mind, either by the picture of the face or name, or you know. And recognize if there is any tension as you bring to your mind that person. Is there any jaw? Sorry, is there any jaw? Is there any tension in your jaw, in your shoulders, or any sensation in your belly that you can detect? And now on the inhale, notice that physical sensation that is related to the picture, name, the presence of that person. And on the exhale, release, whatever that means. Opening your palm of your hand, losing the grip. And repeat a couple of times. Inhale, notice the sensation that is related to the presence of the person. Inhale, release. Jaw, the tension of your jaw, tension of your shoulders, soften it. And third time, inhale, notice. Exhale, release. Okay, open your eyes. Melissa, yes, I'm ready. I've been working on releasing and just going on with my life, but I can't just forget. And that's fine. That's a great point, Melissa. Like I said, it's not about forgetting or approving. It's about choosing freedom over fixation. We're not forgetting or we're not approving. We're recognizing what it is, recognizing that it was about them and now it's about us. What about you, Melissa? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for doing that practice with me. So now, another question to you, and maybe some of you are willing to share that. Where do you most often feel tension in your body, and how does it relate to what you are holding on to with respect to any of your relationships? I must say, I find my personal best way of somatic practice is my jaw. Whether it's emotional, mental practice, I always find that if I switch from presence to fixation, I tend to tense up my jaw and I find my clenching. Sometimes it's my stomach as well. Yeah, and I feel it in my stomach right now. Okay. Thank you guys for sharing. Michelle, heart. Susan, heart and stomach. Lonnie, abdomen. Inner child stuff seems to hold on tension right there. Again, this is great stuff. I want to applaud your courage to do it. I know it doesn't feel pleasant, but this is where the healing starts. Recognizing and being okay with feeling those in your body, those emotions. It's a great reflection of the intensity of it, reflection of how much you're holding on to. So now we're not releasing the thought pattern, we're doing proxy through releasing the tension in your body and doing it this way. Diane, pain, tension, anxiety in my belly. Okay. Sandy, shoulders and jaw. Bev, heart pound, shoulder and stomach. Okay. Parvane, chest and arms. Yeah, Catherine, clenching my jaw. I have my fellow clencher. Heart, stomach, and back. Diane, Aris, feel great. And then the emotions come back stronger and harsher. Stomach and throat. This is a very good point, Diane. This is a continuous work. It's an art. We're learning how to do it better and better and releasing over and over and over again until it's gone. Until it's gone. Until you build a relationship that no longer causes suffering. Again, it's not about approving. It's not about erasing it from your memory. It's building new relationship where that pattern no longer cause you suffering. It's a freedom from suffering. Yes. So, okay, throat, Lonnie makes a very good point. Every time we feel silenced, it's a throat because it's a speech center, right? That's where the voice is being generated. Your vocal cords in your throat. It's all only natural. You see how natural this is and normal. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a very healthy response when you feel silenced. So we are not trying to approve or justify that whatever happens to us. We simply recognizing, okay, our body responds in a natural, normal way. So now I can deal with it. Theresa, tightening of my jaw and shallow breathing. Good. Thank you so much for sharing that. I know it's not easy to admit to those things, and even less easy to be present to those emotions at the representation in our body. So now I want to invite you to, since we already 37 minutes in our session, I want to sit in meditation with you. And this is going to be the most courageous part of it. We all bring that together, that knowledge. And I want to apply my rule of 4 Rs, something I learned as a very first meditation practice, contemplation practice in my life around 2008. Is the rule or protocol of 4 Rs. And it goes like that. When whatever experience happens in your body, in your mind, mentally, physically, emotionally, you can apply the 4 Rs. Resist, no thought, no emotional bodily sensation. Retain, no thought, no emotional bodily sensations. React to no thought, emotional bodily sensation. And then 4th R, return. And what are you returning to? To the grounding breath. Breath is our saving grace here. It's our anchor that's always with us. It's our best friend, and we return to it. So resist. I'm going to with respect to thoughts. Resist no thought, retain no thought, react to no thought, and return to your breath. Okay, can we do it together? All right. Today, I forgot to acknowledge our wonderful Chris Collins, our own meditation musician on Insight Timer, and we were listening to his 2 hours of tranquility that you can find on Insight Timer. I really love this piece. So I'll play it to you right now. If you had headphones, then you can appreciate this music even more. I will switch to the meditation screen. So for those of you who join later, you have a clear indication that we now moving into the meditation period, during which we will bring to surface, we allow collectively to bring a lot of emotional patterns that exhibit as a physical sensations to the surface, and in that collective safe environment, we will be able to deal with them in a mindful way, release the grip of that holding us back, causing suffering. This is meditation to release, let go of old mental, physical, emotional patterns that cause us suffering. Begin by taking a position that is comfortable for you. For me, this is always sitting up straight, dropping my shoulders away from my ears, resting my hands in my lap, feet on the floor, eyes gently closed, acknowledging the present state as is, comfortable, uncomfortable, pleasant, unpleasant. We taking all on board, acknowledging that it is normal to feel the way you feel right now. It is part of our human experience. We are not here to approve it, to agree with it. We are here to acknowledge it as is. The power that you have is not about changing the past, but acknowledging the present as is and building new, healthier relationship with the past situations, behaviors, people. And that new relationship reflects your wisdom, your maturity, ongoing journey towards what it is to be human. And right here at the start, connect with your body sensations. Observe, what does your body try to tell you right now? Is there any particular point in your body that calls for your awareness? Shoulders, jaw, stomach, throat. And ask yourself, is there anything in particular that this discomfort, tension, unease reflects? Person, situation, thought. And apply our 4R formula. React to no thought, no emotion, no bodily sensation. Resist no thought, no emotion, no bodily sensation. Retain no thought, no emotion, no bodily sensation. And return to the breath that is your friend, grounding you in this present moment. Resist no thought, retain no thought, react to no thought, return to the grounding breath. Notice that you are not alone, that right now you are supported by me, who tries to hold the space for you, and all other meditators that collectively trying to release the grip of the old mental emotional patterns that hold us hostage in the past, but are no longer valid in this present moment. And we experience freedom one breath at a time. If it helps, you may Use the somatic practice of noticing on the inhale and letting go on the exhale. Practicing letting go together. Well done. Now, to save the work of letting go, simply take a deeper breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Knowing that you can return to this point where you feel safe, secure, and protected to continue this work at any given time. You can also use it in the moments of distress, in the moments when you feel unsafe and you need grounding, referring to the inner resources and inner wisdom that you possess. Recognize once again that you are not alone in this work, but you are part of a great collective of people that together work on releasing the unhealthy patterns that held us hostage in the past, but no longer have power of who we are in this present moment. So now, to conclude, put a hand on your heart. Give yourself thanks for the time and courage. And take one more deep cleansing breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you're ready, in your own time, open your eyes and welcome back. Thank you so much for meditating with me. And that was truly wonderful. I felt very supported by your presence. And it was so much easier to release whatever I was holding on to. When you present, when you are present here with me, thank you so much for your continuous support in Conscious Living Collective. Thank you so much for all that you do to me by listening to my meditations and being here with me on Insight Timer. That was truly wonderful. I sense the sense of community. Before we finished, I want to ask you if there's anything that you wish to share that maybe come to the surface that could be beneficial to others to hear. For me, I'm going to start with myself. It was sense of ease, sense that is okay to feel the way I feel, regardless of the circumstances that were in the past. So that's very, very encouraging and refreshing, looking forward. We will return with Conscious Living Collective on Wednesday or Tuesday if you're in the US. And you can already sign up to this after this event will finish. Feel free to use my meditations on letting go. I have a couple of them under my profile. You go to my profile on Insight Timer and you type in my name and letting go. You will find quite a few meditations that will help you, assist you in the process of releasing the grip of the old patterns, and include the idea of the somatic practice, because our body is a helpful tool to help release the mental and emotional patterns of the past. Lonnie, the idea of allowing myself that this is about me now, not him anymore. Beautiful shift. I really love that. If there's a one thing I have, I help you to understand. If this is the one thing that I help you understand, this is absolutely incredible. It's a paradigm shift, I would say. Chelsea, this was great. For a second, I felt alone, but then I remembered I have so many great teachers on Insight Timer. I'm happy to be of assistance. Charlie, meditating with you makes me feel better, and likewise. Thank you, Charlie. Joanna, this session was extremely helpful. Thank you, Joanna, for your presence and for your donations. And I want to thank you all for your donations that obviously support my work on Insight Timer. The way that allows me to meet my everyday needs is receiving your support in the form of donations. This is how Insight Timer intended it to work and to support everyday life or teachers on Insight Timer. So I always want to acknowledge your financial support in the form of donations by clicking that donation button and shouting me, a small amount, because the Insight Timer is designed this way. It's never should be a burden on your finances. It should be always a small amount but by a large number of people. And this way, without causing stress on you, you can support me in a big way. So that's absolutely amazing. Gwendolyn asked about the R's. I will repeat R's in a form I learned it with relation to thoughts, because thoughts are usually the most pesky ones. Resist no thought, retain no thought, react to no thought, and then return to your breath. Breath as your friend, return to your grounding breath. Resist no thought, retain no thought, react no thought to no thought, return to your breath. Thank you so much, Deb. Bev, I realized that I need to continue with this as my physical symptoms were profound. I was uncomfortable, but also excited that I was here with you and the community. That is very courageous behavior. And I love this acknowledgement. This is not the end of the story. This is actually the beginning of the story. And your uncomfortable emotions are the gateway to healing. Not by resisting them, but acknowledging them and acknowledging the fact they are the reflection of the old patterns. The more time you spend there, the more courage you find to spend time with the uncomfortable emotions, the quicker they will come to pass. The quicker you learn how to deal with them and build a new relationship. So that's amazing. Cool. So thank you so much once again for so much participation in today's sessions. I really appreciate your questions and your comments. That's what makes sessions of Conscious Living Collective so effective and helpful to your healing and to your maturity and to your growth and to your awakening. Name whatever is more appropriate for you. And I will see you on during next session, either on Tuesday evening or Wednesday, depends on your time zone. Until now, I will leave you with John Collins and his 2 Hours of Tranquility. Thank you, John, for letting us. Thank you for your music that guides us through our exploration. Until next time.